talking about defiance here. Defiance.
Swing and a drive, left field. It's gone. It's gone. It is bedlam at the bank.
The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.
Podcast right here. You already know. Go fucking subscribe. Go follow.
You are now listening to the 302 Birds Phillies postgame show with Eric, Brendan, Dalt, and Ballpark Tommy. Proudly powered by TickPick. Check out the link in the bio for $10 off your first order today. Let's take it to the show.
Man, oh man. What a great win. What a great dub against a team who really we've had some back and forth with the past couple years. Diamondbacks, I mean, they had our number 2 years ago. They sent us home in the postseason last year. We just didn't have a good record against them. So to get this win and to not completely collapse when it comes to the bullpen, I'm impressed. I'm impressed all around. Few things that I kind of want to touch on, though, that kind of concern me. There's a specific player. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you probably saw my rant on Twitter. But certain player I kind of want to talk about in terms of things I'm concerned with. But overall, I think it was a great win tonight. And I'm joined with my man, Mr. James Fratty, the godfather of Philly himself. What do you think of this win tonight, Fratty, before we get into these topics?
I mean, it was a great bounce back compared to last night's game where our offense just, I don't know, you weren't really watching a whole lot of the game, and me and Santa weren't there, and we just had it was just a rough night. We seemed like for some reason we couldn't finish off the sweep again last night against the Nationals. But fast forwarding to tonight, playing an Arizona team that we're battling with right now for the last wildcard spot. We did the job. We got the win. And now the Phillies are sitting into that last wildcard spot even in early May. I know it's early. Once again, we keep saying this every day. It's early. But we're sitting there, and this is a huge win that could mean something possibly down the road. So you just never know.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you there. I mean, looking at the live score now, it's the Mets are playing the Cardinals. It's 3-2. Cardinals are up. It's end of the fourth. Looking at standings right now, I mean, we're 3 games back. If the Mets lose, that puts us at 2.5 games back. So slowly creeping up on the Mets for that first place spot. But we'll see what happens. I mean, we are in a very tough division, I think. Not even just with the NL East, just the NL as a whole, I think is really tough this year. So we'll see what happens going down the stretch and into the postseason. But looking at our first topic, Max, I'm thinking of Max Kepler. Jesús Luzardo absolutely shoved on the mound today. I thought he looked great. I thought he was nasty, especially in that first inning. I mean, you let up 2 hits, followed by 3 back-to-back strikeouts in the first. His stuff is just completely nasty. His velocity is great. His control is great. He was striking out guys left and right. Looking at his stat line for tonight, let me go ahead and pull it up for you guys just because it's easier for you to see as I read. Looking at his stat line for tonight, 5.1 innings pitched, 9 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, and his ERA is only at a 1.94. It's still sub 2, one of the lowest ERAs in the National League. I believe he's sitting at number 3 for the lowest ERA in the NL. Followed by him was Strom, 0.2 innings pitched, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. ERA is at a 2.84, followed by Banks, who gets the win. Again, I'm still trying to. I've been watching baseball for a while. I still don't understand how pitchers' wins and losses are decided. It's the most confusing thing to me. If somebody understands how, drop it in the comments. I'll put it up on the screen because it's the most confusing thing to me. Banks, he looked great tonight. I really think he's starting to find his stuff. I know that they interviewed Rob the other day because Ranger is coming up on Sunday and they have to decide who they want to send down. I think right now they're looking at either Hernandez or Banks. I don't think Hernandez has any options. I think Banks has 2, 3 when I looked. So it's probably going to be Banks. But honestly, I mean, compared to last year, Tanner Banks has he's looked great. One inning pitch, no hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. His ERA is a 3.14. And again, I think he looks great. I don't have any complaints about Banks. I know in the beginning of the year, I was a little bit concerned just based off of last year's stats. He wasn't that great, but I think he really just needed to get over here, get settled. We picked him up from the White Sox last year. I believe. Yeah, he was with the White Sox last year. We picked him up. So, I mean, overall, I think he's great. So, let's see. Romano, again, I thought he looked great. He's slowly starting to get back to his old self when he was with the Blue Jays. His velocity looks up. His control looks up. So he gets the hold. 1 inning pitch, no hits, no runs, no strikeouts, no walks. His ERA slowly deflating. I mean, it's still a little bit high, 11.12. And then Alvarado, he had his buddy at the game. I don't know if anybody was watching. The kid the other night when Alvarado was in that jam, Alvarado invited him back to the ballpark, met with him before the game, gave him some signed stuff, a jersey, hat, necklace. So the kid got to watch the game. They cut to him. He was doing his thing, you know. He's imitating Alvarado, and I really do think he's our good luck charm. I would invite him back for a few games, Alvarado, because it seems like every time Alvarado's out there, I mean, small sample size, only 2 games, but when Alvarado's out there and this kid is in the stands imitating him, good things happen. So I would keep inviting him, Alvarado. But Alvarado, 1 inning pitch, no hits, no runs. 1 strikeout, 1.72 ERA. He did let up a really deep hit. I say hit, but it got off the bat. It got into center field, and Rojas just made an incredible catch up against the wall. I hope he's okay. Like Ash said here, I mean, he really banged into the wall pretty hard. He was on the ground for a good couple seconds. He got up. He still played. So he's honestly our Philly Superman. But Rojas, honestly, I think, in my opinion, is your center fielder. I don't see why Cal Stevenson was playing today because, honestly, and Fratty, I mean, you tell me if you agree or disagree. I'm going to add you back here. But Cal Stevenson should not be playing, dude. I don't understand what the hell Rob Thompson was thinking. Cal Stevenson made 2 errors. He made a base running mistake. If he had the glove on, he would have probably been safe. I mean, the glove adds another inch or 2 to your hand. And then he gets turned around in center field and lets up a double. So I don't understand what Rob's doing. We'll get to that in a second. But what did you think of Luzardo before we move on to the Cal Stevenson thing?
I think Luzardo, he looked great. He was out there. He was fooling some Arizona hitters, despite the Diamondbacks getting on base multiple times in a number of different innings. Luzardo, for the most part, had good stuff tonight. I know he allowed a good hit, a bunch of hits, and all that stuff. And Arizona was trying to score runs. They failed majority of the time scoring runs against Luzardo. I know they only scored the whole night. They only scored 2 runs the whole night. And Luzardo looks great, and I think he's for sure a lock to be an all-star for to represent the Phillies in Atlanta this year for the MLB All-Star Game 2025. I think he looked great. And with the Cal Stevenson thing, uh, honestly, I don't know how this man is even on a major league roster. I mean, just think about it. I mean, once Brandon Marsh comes back, he's probably going to be sent back down anyway. Um, and even though we don't like Marsh either, uh, I still rather have Brandon Marsh out there than Cal Stevenson out in the outfield, but not for his hitting. You know what I'm saying? Sure, I can't hear you. Mute.
I'm always on mute, dude. I try to mute myself so that way I don't get any background noise because I live on a busy street. But I'm shaking my head. I mean, I agree with you there. I do think Marsh is better than Cal Stevenson. I think once Marsh comes back, I think they said tomorrow maybe Cal Stevenson will get sent down. So I don't think Cal Stevenson will be here too long. I do think that he's not a good player. He's not major league ready. I mean, he has some good plays last season, but other than that, he doesn't seem ready for the big leagues. So I would send him back down, let him develop some more, and then bring him back up possibly later in the season. But another guy I kind of am saying WTF to is Bryce Harper. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know if it's his change in batting stance. I don't know if it's, just him not being excited to play anymore, if he's washed, whatever the case may be. But he just looked offensively terrible. He was 1 for 4 tonight. He had a single, 2 strikeouts, though, in 4 at-bats. And when you look at these strikeouts, I mean, he's just swinging at everything. Like, he'll get a pitch where it's a ball, and the pitcher throws another pitch in the same area. And I don't understand, what the deal is, but he swings at the same pitch knowing that the first one was a ball. So I just can't comprehend what Harper's mentality is here. It seems like a lot of the times he's trying way too hard to play hero ball, to try to catch the Phillies up if they're down, to get that home run, to tie the game, take the lead, try to come back. And I don't need that from Harper. I understand he has the power. I understand he's more than capable. But again, if you look at his at-bats today, he was able to walk 2 of those 4 at-bats. And I just, again, don't understand the mentality that he has coming to the plate. But Fratty, what do you think, man? I see you're grabbing something, so I'll give you a second. But what do you think, man? Like, do you think it's a mentality thing? Do you think he doesn't want to play here anymore? I mean, I'm sure he wants to play here, but like, what do you think is the overall underlying problem?
I think the problem with him is I know he's been here since 2019 and all that good stuff, but the problem here is I said in the chat tonight I was for him. I kind of liked him changing up his swing, but at the same time, why are you changing up a swing now when you've been doing the same thing successfully for the last 6 years? Which I don't understand why Harper's changing the way he's holding his bat all of a sudden, and he's been doing the same thing for years, and he's still been putting up numbers and all. He's still been producing, having 30 home run seasons. Why all of a sudden is he changing his way he's holding up his bat now? Which I was okay with. I wanted to experiment, but still, it looks like he's putting up a little too much muscle into it. Honestly, he's putting a lot of speed into it. He's making contact. Don't get me wrong, but I don't get why he's all of a sudden 6 years later you're changing your way you're holding your bat, and you didn't do this. You didn't do this all these years. Something fishy's going on. Like everything lately, something bizarre has just been happening. in good or bad in difference with the Phillies lately. And by we're 4 games over 500. Bryce Harper needs to start stepping it up. I mean,
Right.
come on now. I'd rather him I'd rather him struggle now than struggle in the postseason, to be honest. So
Right. Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you. Like our seeker said here, appreciate you tuning in, dude. I've seen you in the comments a couple times, so appreciate you coming back. Yeah, I mean, we absolutely tagged the Arizona reliever. I'm gonna pull up this stat here because I kind of want to talk about it. But the Arizona Diamondbacks put in a reliever. I'm trying to see here. Where is this at? I can't find it now. I sent it earlier. Okay, so Jose Castillo, he made his Diamondbacks debut in the 7th inning. He played for the Padres last season. You know what his ERA was, Fratty? I think Fratty went to go get a drink. But his ERA last season for the Padres was 108, believe it or not. And if you don't believe me, go look at Phillies Tailgate on Twitter. They posted it. Again, he played for the Padres last season, had 108 ERA, and he made his Diamondback debut. And Max Kepler and Kyle Schwarber went yard off of him tonight. His ERA right now is at 18. So, I mean, overall, not a great pitcher for the Diamondbacks. But looking at the rest of this batting lineup before we get into our next topic, Stott 0 for 4. He didn't look great tonight. 1 strikeout. Turner 1 for 3. Accounted for 1 run, 1 walk. Harper we already talked about. Schwarber, he looked great tonight. He had 2 of the RBI. 2 for 3. Accounted for 1 run. Castellanos 0 for 3. Kepler 1 for 3. 1 RBI. He had that home run as well. Realmuto didn't look great. Bohm didn't look great. Both 0 for 3 with no walks, no strikeouts. Cal Stevenson, I don't think he's a major league player. 1 for 2. Rojas, he came in later in the game to pinch hit and play for Stevenson in center field. He only had 1 at bat. He was 0 for 1, but he's still batting .300, which is the best on the team. So overall, I mean, the batting wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. I think there still needs to be some improvement when it comes to the long ball, or not the long ball. I can't speak tonight, guys. It's been a long day. My brain is fried, so I apologize. But adjustments to the small ball need to be made. They get runners on. They can't score them. It just seems like it's an underlying issue for the past couple games. Long ball, it's working. I'm sure long ball will be even better in the summer months. For those of you that don't understand why, it's because humidity typically makes the ball travel farther. And so with the hot summer months, you get more home runs, more bombs into the bleachers at CBP. So we'll see what happens with that. But overall, I mean, I don't think the offense was terrible tonight, but I do think there need to be some improvements. But next thing I kind of want to talk about, and we kind of already discussed it, but Schwarber and Kepler, they go yard tonight. It was almost back-to-back with Schwarber and Castellanos. Castellanos just barely got under it, smacked it to center field. The center fielder caught it. I believe it's Alec Thomas that's in center field for the Diamondbacks. But anyway, it would have been back-to-back. Castellanos just didn't have it tonight. Luckily, Kepler did make up for that. And I will say this, Fratty, and you tell me if you agree with me. I think Max Kepler is slowly starting to prove himself. I think he's slowly starting to become a better signing. Again, my brain is fried, but a better signing than Austin Hayes and Whit Merrifield. You tell me what you think on that.
Oh, I think so. I think, I remember saying, I think it was maybe a couple months before the season started, a month before it, I kind of thought this was going to be I kind of liked the signing, but I kind of said I was kind of questioning, and and saying I forgot what I exactly said about that, but I said I think I said it was a decent signing or something and all because I remember when he used to play for the Twins, he used to hit bombs out of target field. Uh, I don't know if you can look up the stats on him on the highest amount of homers he hit with the Twins. If you can go back and look at that chart since you have your computer out real quick.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up here. Give me a second. Let me share my
I'm
screen.
guessing. I'm just gonna take a guess. It's 20 something.
Most home runs. Let's see. This doesn't show. This only shows hits. Doesn't show home runs. Let's see if it has it here on MLB. Home runs. The most home runs he had was in 2019 with the Minnesota Twins. He hit 36 home runs.
Oh wow!
Second most was in 2023. He hit 24. Last year he hit 8. This year he's already at 4. So I mean, he kind of goes up and he kind of goes down. It really depends. He goes all over the place, dipping all over the place. I think realistically, if I had to put a bet, I think at most he'll get to 15 this season. That's my bet. I think he'll get between 15 and 20.
I think it's gonna have him. It's gonna help having him this year in the October. If we make this postseason, still a long season ahead. If we make the postseason, it's gonna help. I'd rather have him in my lineup than have Austin Hayes in October baseball, power wise.
Right. I'll say this. I don't need Max Kepler to be, and I've said this about him before, I don't need Max Kepler to be that power guy, superstar, coming in, hitting home runs, comparable to like Aaron Judge or I was going to say Juan Soto, but I don't feel like Soto's really been that great for the Mets lately. But I don't need that power player from him. If he can come in, he can hit a single, hit a double, lay down a bunt, advance runners, do what he needs to do, and play his position well. That's all we need. I don't need anything extraordinary. I just need you to be able to prove that you belong here, that you deserve a spot here, and we don't need to trade you or sign another guy or call up somebody that's in AAA, because I've seen a lot of people say that we need to call up Crawford. And while I kind of agree with that, because it seems like our center field just has a curse and our center fielders are getting hurt, I don't want them to call up Crawford too soon. I don't want there to be any developmental issues. I don't want there to be, he comes up and he's just not ready. He's not prepared. He's striking out a bunch. He's getting turned around in the outfield. So leave Crawford in AAA, let him develop, do what he needs to do, and then call him up at a later time. I will say this, though, about AAA. Andrew Painter, actually, they said last week there was a report saying that he was going to come up and start for the Iron Pigs last Thursday. I guess Rob Thompson misspoke, but he's coming up to the Iron Pigs and making his Iron Pigs debut this upcoming Thursday, Friday. So Thursday, the 8th, he will be pitching for the Iron Pigs. And hopefully he has a good outing, because I really want to see him up here with the guys. I think he could be that missing piece, that piece of the puzzle that gets us over the hump that we've been on this past couple years.
But here's my thing now. If you bring him up, who are you going to send down? Carlos Hernandez?
Maybe. I mean, they'd have to obviously figure it out, but they have to make a decision on Sunday too. I mean, Rangers coming back, like Star Wars said here. They got to make a decision on Sunday too. Who do they send down on Sunday? Is it Hernandez? Is it Banks? Do you send somebody else down? Do you get rid of Walker? Like, I think a really big decision is going to come before the game on Sunday. And I think it's going to involve my prediction, Taijuan Walker.
I'm gonna go. I disagree with you there. I think Taiwan hasn't been looking too bad lately. I mean, even though he had one bad inning, I think it's going to be Carlos Hernandez. That somehow gets, even though he's not a starting pitcher, we're gonna go to a 6-man rotation. You're gonna see something that the Phillies have never done, have
Right.
rarely ever done, and I
Well,
think
sorry, go ahead.
I think we either called we're probably gonna call down a bullpen pitcher, but the problem with that is then you have one less guy in the bullpen. So here's my thing: even if we did call down Carlos Hernandez, right, and say if we did go to a 6-man rotation, do we make it a bullpen game with Taijuan Walker? Kind of.
Well, here's my thing with the 6-man rotation, right? While I completely agree with you that a 6-man rotation could be lethal for the Phillies and could be a nasty thing, I think it really messes up starting pitchers because now you have another guy coming into the rotation. You're used to having a set amount of days off. I know, for example, like Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola both like having, I think, 4 or 5 days off between each start. And they don't like that being messed with. So if you add a 6th guy, you really have to sit down with your entire starting rotation, in my opinion, and kind of be like, look, this is the plan moving forward. Are you okay with this? Is this okay with you that we go to a 6-man rotation? That way we have more power in our pockets. Because again, if they add Ranger to this starting rotation, my only worry is that it's going to mess guys up, not only in the starting rotation, but the bullpen too, because now you have another day where you have to use your bullpen pieces. You have to use your bullpen guys. And it really comes down to, is the bullpen going to be able to pick up that workload and run with it? So that's really my concern there, because I mean the bullpen tonight, this kind of leads us into our last topic. The bullpen tonight, I mean, was on fire. Nobody let up any runs. Banks, Strahm, Romano, Alvarado, they all looked great. But if you go to a 6-man rotation, do you change up your roster so that way you bring up another bullpen arm? That's my question there. I don't know how that would really work realistically, but that's my concern there, Freddie. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think overall I think the bullpen is, I mean, it's been looking good. I still think the bullpen, once again, I said this many times and you said it before. I think this bullpen still needs, well, we already added another arm in Dave Roberts or Daniel Roberts, whoever he is from the Rangers, who's looks like a so-so bullpen guy. I mean, his ERA is a little bit high, but I still think even Daniel Roberts is not enough. We need another bullpen arm besides whoever this Daniel Roberts guy is. But bullpen has been pitching great. But regardless if they're looking great, they still need another arm because there's still some lack of inconsistency with the bullpen. And I really, like I said, you miss Jeff Hoffman. I miss Jeff Hoffman. If we would have kept Jeff Hoffman, this bullpen would be elite because he has 7 saves already this season.
I don't know about elite because the rest of the bullpen is finding their way. I'll put it that way. But I mean, we'll see what happens. But
I'm just saying, if we kept Jeff Hoffman, we wouldn't be talking about Jordan Romano right now.
True. But looking at tomorrow, I'm going to be at the game tomorrow. So if anybody's there, let me know. Send us a message on Discord or on Twitter, whatever you want to do. I'll be there tomorrow. Looking at tomorrow's starting pitchers, it's Brandon. Is it Fat? Right-handed pitcher, 5-1 in the season, 2.78 ERA with 29 strikeouts against Aaron Nola. I'm kind of in the middle. Do I bring sub rolls? Am I his good luck charm and get him his first win of the season? I don't know, Fratty. I'm kind of on the fence here. But Aaron Nola, right-handed pitcher, 0-5 on the season, 5.40 ERA with 37 strikeouts. Sorry, I didn't look at the 5 before the 0.40. But on the mound tomorrow is Aaron Nola. If you're going to the game, kids 14 and under, I don't know why it's always 14 and under that get the cool stuff, but they get replica jerseys. So if you're going to the game tomorrow, make sure you get your replica jersey if you're 14 and under. I don't know who watches this show. But yeah, and then Ranger Suarez makes his debut on Sunday against Eduardo Rodriguez, left-handed pitcher, 1-3 on the season, 6.06 ERA, 35 strikeouts against Ranger Suarez, who has no stats yet because this is going to be his first start of the season. Mr. Rager comes back. Tell us where you're going. Tell us where you've been, Kid Cudi. But yeah, I mean, that's really all we have for you guys tonight. Phillies win 3-2. They win thanks to the 2 bombs from Kyle Schwarber and Max Kepler. I won't be on the show tomorrow night. Again, I'm going to the game, so I'll be there. Maybe I'll send in some live coverage to whoever's covering the show tomorrow. I believe it's going to be Chris and Dalt, but don't quote me on that. But either way, we'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Whoever's covering will bring you guys a great show, I'm sure. But please tune in. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you got to do. And we'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Play the outro.
The Vikings.
Swing and a drive, left field. It's gone! It is gone! It is bedlam at the bank!
The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.
Podcast right here. You already know. Go fucking subscribe. Go follow.